this is part one of what I think may be a video that I kind of spliced together or put together regarding my process for preparing for a crop. If you guys remember, if you've been following my channel, I have been creating page kits for a good chunk of not only the summer, but also the beginning of the fall. So one of the things that I personally like to do is with the page kits that I have made, I like to match them up to my photos. I take just some time, I'm watching TV, I'm doing other stuff, I could be listening to music, whatever it may be, and I'm going through my papers and I am trying to see what page kits, these are page kits that I have made from my own stash that I might be able to bring in that I think might go with a particular set of printed photos that I have. So that's what you have here. These are a bunch of, different, this is just one page kit for this particular kind of set of photos. But I'm going to show you, I'm going to slant it a little bit here so that you can see this container. It's going to be a little hard to see, I know, and I apologize for the glare. But you'll see that there's this container that I have, which I can't even put up right because it's too close to the camera. But I have a bunch of different of the same page kits that I have matched up with photos. So they're all in kind of various stages. Some I have pulled. For most of the ones in here, they are matched up with photos already, I think. I do need to go through them. For the other half, I need to go through and make sure, particularly the ones that I have made myself and where they were not done with collections. Most of these in the back particularly are not done with any collections. I need to make sure that I have the necessary embellishments that I may need while I'm away to be able to pull into those pages. I also want to count up how many I have, because even though I may not work with all of them, I do like to have variety. So even if I don't work with every single one of them, I do very, very much like to have options so that if one isn't appealing to me, I can quickly just pivot and work on something else. And I can also make sure that I have the necessary cardstock to mat photos, to to layer and do all of that jazz. Particularly, again, for the ones that I created myself. These other ones, let me show you a perfect example. Here is one that I belong to the Scrap Room Kit Club, Kit Club, and because it's a kit club, it does come with a ready-made page kit. This one is using the Photo Play Fresh Picked collection. And I do have, you'll see what they included in this particular one. There are embellishments in here. It looks like some tabs here, a doily, some bling there. And each one is a little different, right? So I need to make sure that I need, like for that one, I would need an alpha, obviously. Let me pull a different one. This is that's not a good example. It's an example, but it's not a good one. Oh, this is a good one. Okay. This one is by Echo Park. This is another Scrap Room kit. And this one, I think I have gone ahead and I've added some cardstock already to it, my own, on top of the ones they included in there, because they usually do. I have my photos here, and I have a ton of sticker embellishments, which I can make dimensional. I can use some of this for my titles, but if I want something very specific that I want to use for a title, then I'm going to have to bring it in, put it as part of this, or kind of a larger travel collection. This is another one. This is another perfect example is very similar. So I will just show you. The pictures are here. I was thinking I could use some of these for the embellishments. I do have a couple of others. So there is this one. I do have some, I'm sorry for the glare. I do have this 49 in Market. This is a page kit I think I created from my own stash, I think. And I don't have any embellishments in here. And that is because if you guys remember, I have been for quite some time been working on some of my travel photos from about a year ago now, when we were on this particular trip, and I've been mostly using 49 in Market. And so I have all of my 49 in Market embellishments together for these particular travel collections. So I know that when it comes to this, I can just grab that. They're all in an envelope. I can just grab that and go. Very, very easy. But again, I just need to go through them and just make sure. I think at this point, I think they're all matched up with photos, which is great. I just need to make some notes in here for what I might need for alphas and other types of embellishments. All right. So that is that. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to just briefly kind of show you a little bit of how I pack for a crop. I've got like a little staging area here. This is kind of an extra surface in my room. And I wanted to just bring you along. I had previously shown you this container. It's something that I bought many years ago. I use it all the time. It is by a company unfortunately no longer in existence, but it's very much a sturdy container. It has a divider here separating, which is why I particularly like it. Separates to kind of the front and the back. It does have straps, so I can always put straps on here. But why I wanted to show you this is you might be able to work on something very similar when you're packing up to go to a crop, or even if it's just to organize within your space. These are all page kits that I have gone ahead and I've gotten ready for the crop that I'm going to this upcoming weekend. At this point, all of these kits have papers, cardstock, embellishments, photos. So I've really tried and made a significant effort to kind of get my kits ready. How I have divided these, because I tend to overpack. Regardless of where I'm going, I tend to overpack. So that is one of the reasons why I like doing these and doing these in this way, because I basically have to work with what I have and what I bring. So I try not to bring too many kind of extras, because it ends up being kind of overkill. And I already have enough, I think I have enough in these kits, but I always second guess myself at the last minute and I end up adding stuff that I don't always need. So I think what I'm going to do is, for the sake, I have been thinking, I'm like, okay, so what else do I need to bring besides my kits here? And before I get there, I'm going to just tell you why I have them separated, particularly for the crop, is that these are like my single pages, right? Where I don't have a lot of photos. These are, I could fit all of the pictures that I have in these particular page kits and layouts. These have a number of photos. So the other reason why I wanted to separate them is I wanted to have an idea of how many divided page protectors to bring, because I like to highlight some of the kind of the main photos, and then the rest I like to put into pocket pages. So this just gives me an idea of how many and a variety of how many divided page protectors I should bring. So very selfishly, obviously, this is just the way I do it. You can do it in other ways. If you're using this in your stash, this kind of method, I've done it by season, where any kind of page kits that I've put, I can divide by season. I've done base pages this way. I have done, I'm just looking at my organization over here. I have page kits with no photos, just paper kits. And then I have kits that I order, that I get from the scrap room. Those are separated in a different way. But for the purposes of the crop, I've just divided it so that I know, and I can just insert them right here in the back, and they're ready to go. The other thing I've done is I have limited myself to these alphas, these thickers. And some, I've tried to give myself, normally the way I would pack is that I would bring stuff that I want to use up. And that may work for folks, but for me, I need to make sure that I have as many alphas as I have gone through my pages, and I think I've kind of matched them up to what I'm actually going to use. So a variety of different colors, multiple ones I'm going to be able to use on multiple of these I'm going to be able to use on multiple layouts. So for that reason, this is not normally how many I take. I usually take a lot more than this. So let that be said. The other thing I've been thinking about is it is a couple of days before I have to go on the crop. Normally, I would pack up my enamel dots. I don't take my color bins, which are right here. I don't take my color bins with me. I have in the past. They've gone for trips, for sure. But what I'm thinking is, I'm debating that I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to take my enamel dots this time. And I can come back after the crop and I can throw on my enamel dots. Because it's just one, unless I change my mind at the last minute, which sometimes I do. But just so you know, so I'm like, I think this is all I need. I always bring additional cardstock because although I have tried to be very planful, I can almost always use some additional. I have a variety of different whites in here, so I think I'm going to bring that. I normally bring a bunch of different kind of what I tend to use the most of, which is gray, black, different shades of gray, different black, smooth, textured. I tend to bring navy and some other kind of blues that I think I might use with the kits that I'm bringing, but usually it's just navy. And then brown, and then more recently I've added the green, just this go around. So it's just this. And full transparency, I do have this other one over here. This was with my travel stuff because I've been working on, this is not all travel stuff. This is travel and wood grain. In all honesty, I think this is going to stay home, but I did pull it here just to kind of think about, and it will stay here. All right, so that is how far I've gotten, and I will share with you that frequently what happens to me as I'm kind of doing this process before a crop, I always get completely derailed. This time, definitely also got a little bit derailed and started an organizational project, which of course I didn't film, but I can show you a flip through. The last time I went to a crop, a couple of days before I went, as I was getting ready, I decided to organize my 6x6 papers, and I took them all out of the pads and organized them by color. so there's that. This time it was the base pages. I was trying to pull some for some pictures I had just received, and it's just a mess. Taking the way I have it organized is by like with the kits, so the embellishments that came with it, because many of the base pages that I have were for classes that I have already done. Not all, but many. And I was just like, you know what? Let me just go through them, try to match them up with the photos really quick, right? It didn't end up being really quick. It actually ended up taking me a lot of time. And I was pulling the base pages in and out because I keep them. I was keeping them in these record sleeves that I use for everything else. And I got to like maybe the third or fourth, and I was like, you know what? I think I just need to put these in page protectors and call it good. And I'll figure out like how I'm going to store them afterwards. So I went and I got my album that had the 12 by 12 page protectors. I have an extra album that was laying around, and I just put my 12 by 12 page protectors. Well, so now I have an album that has the base pages in it. All of the base pages are in the album, and what I have over here are, let me just move over here, move you guys a little bit closer. All right, so what I have here now, as you can see, I still have the kind of the placeholders, but I have the base pages in this album right here. Sorry, you can't see me all the way, but the base pages are here. The corresponding kits, if you will, what's remaining of them. Some have, like some don't even have full-size papers. Some just have the embellishments, but that's how I'm identifying them. I put like little notes on my base pages so I know what collection it was using, and you know when it was from, because I have the same kind of system over here. So I think that flipping through them will go a lot easier. So these are ones that I just have left over at this point. And then I have one of my UFOs sitting here for someday to finish it up. I'll show you guys that as I work on it here. So the next thing I'm going to work on probably in the next kind of day or so is getting the rest of my supplies. Now, because these already have the embellishments, I don't have to really worry about bringing a ton of stuff. Like normally I would bring, I'll tell you, I would bring my composition notebooks that have my die cuts in there. I don't think I'm going to do that this time. I barely touched them the last time. What I think I am going to bring though are, I'm thinking like flat things that I can make into dimensional. So I was thinking about bringing my sticker sheets, because those are, again, I can throw them. They can fit very thinly in my kits. I can bring those, I can make those dimensionals. I can cut them if they're not meeting my needs. I can customize them to what I need if I only need certain parts of them. And they're not going to take up a ton of room, which is the best thing out of everything, right? So I've been thinking about that. I don't know if that will actually come to fruition. I'm thinking yes. One of the things that I am thinking about this time though is about bringing my small die cutting machine with some dies, because I think that may give me a run for my money while I'm there. That if I run into an issue and I want to jazz up my pages with something, that I can easily just run my die cutting machine and call it good with my dies, and have that be kind of my heavy item, if you will, besides this obviously in the cardstock. And I might just call it a day and do that. So I have to dwindle down that group as well, because it's not going to work for every single, for me to bring every single die that I have. But I think I can narrow it down to some degree with what I have. What I'm going to be working on. If I can just kind of look through and see what some themes are. I do have this little box. I am going to go through it a little, but it does have a lot of like one-offs, embellishments types. And so I am thinking about bringing this as well, because it does have some die cuts in here. It has just some things that I might be able to use in other pages. It also houses mainly my photo mats, pre-cut photo mats in white, and some, what are these called? Flip-flops. I also have some of those. So I was thinking, I'm like, oh, and it has my die cuts of leaves that I've run through my machine. So I have a bunch of those and like branches and things like that that I can easily bring into my my pages if I need to. So I'm thinking about going through that, and then really the last kind of step is going to be deciding whether or not, kind of like my immediate kind of bag with my tools, is deciding that. And I will give you a closer look once I pack that one. I'll probably do it together. But this video, I'm sorry if it's a little bit fragmented, but I'm recording as I work on things during different days. So that's what I'm going to end up doing with this one. So for this particular crop, I usually bring items that I want to share with my friends, that I want to gift to other crafters that are there, because I have used up most of what I wanted to use in here. So this is what I am bringing. So these are not really for me to, craft with, but I'm bringing, ooh, how many inches is this? This is probably a good 2.5 inches or so of paper. So I'm bringing these for my friends to go through and see whether or not they want them or not. And then I have an extra baggie in here. And then these are embellishments. These are embellishments that I have gone through and I don't see myself using them. Some of these, I went through some of my papers when I was creating my kits from my kit starters. So I did go through them, clean them out. Like, with those, I'm brutal, because I either love the paper or I don't love the paper. And the same thing goes for my embellishments. For some of them, I can tell you, the papers have been in my stash for a really long time, and I've played with them a ton. I've made tons of layouts, and I just have duplicates that have just crept up to my space. I'm sorry about the lighting. The lighting is like worse over there where I was. The lighting seems to be a little better over here. Good future reference. I'll make sure I record over here. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I know it's a struggle. It's a struggle when we pack up and go anywhere to do our craft, but particularly when you're going for multiple days. This particular crop, I think I mentioned in the last video, but I am going Thursday evening, and I come back on Sunday afternoon. So it's part of the day on Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday, and part of the day on Sunday. So yeah, I can't wait to share with you like all of the layouts I'm gonna do. I don't even know if I'm gonna get through all of the kits. I haven't counted them, so I don't know how many are in there. My guess is that I'll have plenty to bring back and work on. So there's that. That's fine. Take them for a little trip, but it's contained. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like like a crazy amount of like extra things that I'm going to end up bringing. What isn't in there, and I just looked over like behind the camera, and I have a couple of page kits in there that do have, um, that are 49 at Market, and all of my embellishments of 49 at Market are sitting right behind the camera. So I'm going to have to make some decisions about that because I don't think I want to bring absolutely everything. But maybe there's not that many kits. I think there's only like 2. Maybe I can go through them, select the embellishments, throw them in there, and call it good. I can always come back here and add like the finishing touches, like the enamel dots that I talked about. But I'm hoping that most of it is actually, the bulk of it will be like things that are not necessarily scrappy, right? Because I'm bringing this, I'm bringing a bag of like snacks to share with my friends and some other things. I'm bringing an item that I'm gonna list for sale, so I need to do that. I'm gonna try to get as much as I paid for it, but I may not. I don't know. I don't know if people will be interested in that, but there are some card makers in the group. Maybe they would be interested and may want to buy it. It's the guillotine trimmer. I just don't use it. I just hate to have it. I wanted it so badly, and then I don't use it because it's awkward. It's just not for me. It does a great job. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not for me. So I'm gonna try to sell it. We'll see. We'll see if people are interested. Not sure. What else? And then snacks to share. Oh my gosh, the essentials: the blanket, the seat cushion, my stool for my feet. My feet sometimes, if I sit for long periods of time, they tend to swell. So I like to bring my little stool. What else do we bring? I said snacks. I said I need to bring my little, not iris container, but I need to bring my little folio thing that I can put my finished layouts in there. I think that's in there. I need to bring my mat, obviously my trimmer, all of the little things that, just make the weekend go a lot smoother. So I need to make sure that I have all of those kind of little items, but the little items I will go through when I pack up that little bag. All right, guys. So as I promised, I am going to be filming how I pack basically this is like my tool bag. So this is just one that I picked up, I think at Michael's, Joann's, I don't know. And I love it because it has a lot of little partitions, and then it has these kind of larger spaces, and it has pockets like everywhere. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. I normally, so some of the things that stay on here, in here, are, I have this lint roller, always stays in there. I have this bingo dauber, because we often play bingo when we are at Crops. I think this is empty. Yeah, that's empty. I always keep a thing of tissues in here. I keep, this is just an extra garbage bag for my little trash and my drink holder that has a little, that has a garbage right next to it. Oh, and I have 2 of these. I can never have enough of these. I always struggle with my needing tissue, so I always keep at least one of them. Let me show you here on the other side. Ooh, what is this? Oh, I learned this the hard way the last time. I think I just shoved them in here, but I'm going to actually put them in this pocket here. These are eyeglass, what do you call them? Little adjusters, like the little teeny tiny, oh my gosh, what's the word I'm thinking of? The little teeny tiny screwdrivers. I have like a plethora of them here. just because this is what happens. Sometimes I was at a crop once and the screw fell out of my glasses, and ever since then I have some band-aids. I have, oh sorry, can't even see. This is what always stays in here. I have these emery boards that stay in here for my nails. I have ribbons. I have this little, like, really large thumbtack. This is really good if you're ever using brads, but it just lives there. If you just need to perforate a hole. All right, so let's see, what else is, this should be empty as well. Yep. And then I always keep some post-it notes, always, just to make notes in case I have to add things to layouts and things like that. So let's go ahead and I can show you what I will start filling this up with. So I always keep a little kind of go-to bag of twine. So this will go somewhere. I'm just going to set that aside here. My trimmer is right here. That will definitely go. This is excessive, but I'm going to bring 5 of these, maybe 4. All right, I'll bring 4. I will bring, I need to add more to this. Let's do that. Well, I'll do it after, off camera, but my foam squares, I have glue dots in here. My liquid glue, that will come with me as well. My scissors, those will go in here. Very easy. I'm going to pull my little caddy closer. Let's bring one of like each ink. The white, I mean the brown. I bring a couple of selections of the black. Then it has these little holes for the pens, which is great. And I'm gonna bring white. I don't know that I need it. And I'm also gonna bring a gray. I am gonna bring this foam square. Maybe I'll still put like maybe one more sheet of the other in here. I'm gonna bring both of these, but these will go in my crop bag. I need to make some decisions about my distressing, so I'll put that there. It's my little pokey tool, bring that. I'm also going to bring these tweezers. And I'm also going to bring a slick writer. All right, so I've been pulling a couple of things, and this is how I store my trimmer blades. So I'm going to bring a couple of extra ones. I did decide to bring my distress tool, so I just picked some inks that I thought would go with my projects. I may continue to add to this, but this is also just full of different like flip flaps, and I have some die cuts in here, some things, some mats that I may use. So I'm going to throw that in there. That'll also go in there. I did pull some foam, so that's going in as well. For right now, I think it'll just leave here some additional foam. I did pull in, this is what I have left over of my Stampin' Up. This is the last of my Stampin' Up foam little dimensionals. And so I've got a bunch of these from Scrapbook Adhesive, the thin 3D foam squares. So I'm going to throw those in here. This is just a little garbage bag for my cup holder garbage thing. And then, let's see, usually I can throw these here on the side. I'm sorry if you can't see, those will go right there. This will usually just go right in there. And then this glue usually just goes in there. I do have, this time around, I did decide to bring my dies. So I did go through and make a selection of the dies I'm going to bring. So these are the Sizzix Thinlits from Tim Holtz. So I have those. Some of these I don't even know where they're from. It's just a mishmash of different places I've gotten them. So I'm just showing you the ones I'm bringing. More so I'm bringing out for this side. And then these. Don't know where some of these are from again. All right, but these will be perfect because they fit right there. Even though it's sticking up, it's fine. I also have these, the little, what do you call it? The little template things. And then I have my tape. What is this called? I forgot what it's called, but I'm going to bring that as well. Forget the name of it. Oh, let me go through my drawers here. I always bring a corner rounder. So I'm going to add that. Just adding that here. Just in the event that I might need it, I'm going to bring my distress tool. I am also going to bring this old OG Creative Memories. I love it. I've had it for, feels like centuries. I'm going to bring some wipes. I like this trimmer. It will not go in this bag, but I just want to not forget it here. And then I think that's, oh, I know. I'm like, what am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something. My ATG gun usually goes there. My wipes just easily go. I'm sorry, I'm totally off camera. My wipes will go there. I'll show you a side view in a sec so you can see. And then what I wanted to add, I'm going to try to take some basic colors. Navy is usually a good option. Green, I will tell you, is really hard to match. Black, blue, maybe this brown, so that I still have enough room. This is the nice thing about not bringing a ton of embellishments, is that not having to bring like extra, because I've already put them as part of kits. I can make the time to like use some of these things up because they can be bases for my clusters. And you'll see that it'll be easy for me. This is why I did this, is that regardless of which way they're positioned in any storage, I have the labels so I can see what color is in here. But it works especially good when I'm going to crops or even here in my space. It's all good. So there's all right. So this is just another angle of the bag. Here is where I was showing you the tape. Sorry, this is handheld. I should have warned. Here you'll see this is like extra embellishments, the photo mats, the flip flaps, my distress inks. I still have a lot of room here to put anything I might want to put in there. These are things that always stay in here. This is my corner rounder and my distress thingy, the wood part of it. Here are those plates for my little sidekick thing, my Post-its. I don't think there's anything in here. I've got my my tools here, my scissors, my pens, my journaling pens, my adhesive, as I mentioned. Here are the few dies that I am bringing are here. These are the labels. I still have room in this particular pocket, so if there's things I want to put in here. This is full of just labels. This is just a big pocket, and this is where I'm going to put my twine. I've got extra washi tape in here for like the backing of my layouts. I got my trimmer blades in here, my distress tool. I've got that, the repositionable stuff that you use for die cutting. Some extra supplies in here. I gotta check on that one. That's usually my Tylenol. After a weekend without moving a whole lot, my back starts aching. All right, this is my dimensional adhesive, as I mentioned. This particular one has some small glue dots. That's what's in here. My tissues, and my hand cream, and my fun foam, and then this 3M foam roll that I can use my extra garbage bag. Yeah, and that's what you see here. I love these little I just add whatever charms I find or people gift. That's one. This is one I did through Shutterfly. That's me and my family. And then I think I have another one here. And then this was one that we got at the last crop. I love that. But it's a little long, so I don't let it usually dangle, so it usually goes in here. All right, so that's it for that, and I will be back with kind of a final reveal of the different bags and everything else I'm bringing. Okay. Okay, friends. So here is a snapshot of basically all of my stuff packed up. One disclaimer, I forgot to take a picture of it when it left my house. This is actually what I came home with. And this is everything I came home with. So you may remember that I showed you some page kits. So that green and white striped container, that's off to my right now, came home with all of the collections that I did not use and any new kind of collections that we may have been gifted while we were there or won as part of any of the raffle prizes, etc. The bulk of my paper, including finished layouts, including anything else related to paper, is all in that black rolling bag. My tool caddy, if you will, the black and pink in the front that you just saw the clip about, is it came back pretty much intact. And I didn't use up, I don't think, except for some trimmer blades, I didn't use up anything else from there. The other two bags really are non-scrapbooking related to some degree. So the autumn bag has my seat cushion. I ran out of room in the black bag, and so I have my my mat that I use. It's a magnetic mat from We Are Memory Keepers that folds in 3. I also have my trimmers in that bag, and a shelf that I bring that always stays in my crop bag. The other kind of green bag has, I didn't end up selling the trimmer that I had hoped to sell at the crop. So that has that with some additional gifts from friends. So very little in the sense of like scrapbooking related types. There's more like snacks that I ended up bringing back that I didn't finish. In the gray bag, I will tell you that the other thing that I added prior to going, kind of the two staples in there are my lamp. I always bring a table lamp, and I always bring a cup holder slash, it has like a little attachment for a garbage bag. And then I also brought in there my sidekick, and it also had, I also brought a cell phone holder so that I could prop up my cell phone if I needed to charge it, or if I wanted to watch something on my cell phone. It was readily available for me. Well, I hope you've enjoyed looking into this process of mine in terms of packing for the crop. And look out for the next video where I do some upcoming layout shares from the crop. Until next time, bye for now.